Hello, everybody. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tonight, I'd like to invite you for a full. I don't like to put limits on it because I just go until I feel that everybody is catching up with what I'm saying. So, if this is your first time, my name is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm an international fashion designer, and I come in on Thursday nights at 8:30 ish as soon as the store is closing, and I really come on to enlighten you and uplift you to just be the very best that you can be. Because, like I said, let's do this thing, y'all. Let's do this thing. Usually when pressure gets on, we get stressed out. But what I'm saying is when pressure gets on, let's do it. Let's just let failure is not an option. Debt is not an option. Being without is not an option. Okay? So tonight the whole inspiration, motivation for you tonight is to know that you can do it. I mean, I got some good news for you. I just feel like tonight is a good night that somebody can turn your faucet on and you can wash your hands, clean your greens, clean your okra. If y'all saw me earlier today, I was out there with my little okras. Let's just do this. Let's just make it, let's just make it our best year. In spite of everything you hear, let's make this our very best year. Let's put our foot forward and say failure is not an option. It's not attached to my name. Debt is not an option. Being without is not an option. Doing the best you can with what you have is not an option. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna make progress. We're gonna have more than enough. We're gonna have abundance. We're gonna share. We're gonna lift someone up. We're gonna open the door for someone and say, go ahead. We're going to let somebody in front of us and say, go ahead, because we know it's going to be all right. So if you're just finding out this channel, this is your first time seeing Evelyn, I want you to know that I am an international, I would say, hustler first. Okay. And then if you want to know technical, I'm an international fashion designer. Been around the world a whole bunch of times. My clothing has been in every body of water. I've did cruise wear. I did musicians, author covers. I've just made sewing has taken me all around the world, and I'm here to help you know that you don't have to do what I've done, but you can learn from my struggles, my trials and tribulations, and I'm willing to share with you. So if you're liking it so far, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I don't always ask you to subscribe, but tonight I'm going to ask you to subscribe because you won't regret subscribing. Subscriptions are absolutely not free because your attention is important. Your time is valuable. So you pay your subscription with your eyeballs listening. And then you reward yourself when you take action from what you hear from. So if you're just coming on, please put your name if you want to be seen and tell us where you're from, because it's nice to know that you're talking to people all over the world, and then you just feel like you're connected as a community. It's so nice because some of you text me and you say, I can't make it tonight, but tell everybody I said hello. So Miss Mildred, she's going back and learning some things from old videos, or I say knowledgeable videos. But she said, I'll be back with y'all next week. So Miss Mildred, we miss you, because I was gonna call you tonight, Miss Mildred. She's in a different time zone. She's all the way up on the west side of the continent, all the way up to the left corner where it's really raining all the time. I can't remember the state, but Miss Mildred, she's in a different time zone, but she checked in to say I won't be in tonight. So tell us where you're from, tell us your name, and then if you made some sales this week, please let me know that you made some sales. If you went to the bank this week and spoke to the banker and said, how you doing? You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you this. I went to the bank today and I saw a new banker, and I said, hello, um, I want to make a deposit, but I need to do a wire. I need to pay somebody, but I need to wire them the money. And she says, oh, well, we're booked. but you can make an appointment. And I said, well, how long would that take? And she said 30 or 40 minutes. So I'm like, should I go to work and come back? So I sat down to gather my thoughts to see what I could do. So the bank teller came over with her pad and she says, listen, I can show you how to do a wire transfer on your phone. Let me walk you through the steps. I said, oh, great. So she showed me how to do the wire through the phone. She said it was completely safe and I could do it myself. And if I did it myself, I could save $10. Even better, right? Excuse me. So anyway, she could have just said, you got to make an appointment. But because I greeted her first, she said, come on, I could show you how to do it. I said, no, let me sit down and see if I really want to do it myself or if I want to make an appointment and I can just hang out here until you're ready. But after she showed me how to do it, I was like, okay, I'll just go to work, go in my office and I'll do it. So I want you all to be knowledgeable that you're going to need friends. And you need to go into the bank sometimes. As I've said over the last several videos, okay, take action. Stop doing all your taking a picture of your checks, putting it in the bank, going to the ATM, putting it in there. No, go in. And if it's a man, go shake his hand. Security guards looking at you like, okay, who is this? You know what I mean? Because most of the banks have security guards inside. So, you make friends, you make eye contact with a security guard. How are you doing? You look nice today. Oh, thank you. And he's still looking, who is this lady? And then they see you a lot of times and they put their guard down. Okay, would you like to come in? Let me grab you. Let me have you to have a seat. Oh, I'll take your deposits. So in these videos that I'm, how you go to church and the preacher keep preaching and he hopes somebody catch it. That's how I am. I'm going to keep preaching till somebody catch it. But it's some good stuff, y'all. It's some really good stuff. I'm telling you, it's some really good stuff. So what I want you to know is when I tell you something, write it down. If you can't do it this week, this month, do it this year. Start making notes when you go to the bank. If you see somebody nice, if you just see a person that's going to be handling your money, speak to them and speak to the people around you. How y'all doing? One teller this week, I said, how you doing? She was looking all like this. She said, I'm hurting. I said, what's wrong? She says, I'm cramping really bad and I got to work. I said, you know what? I hope you feel better. And I'm glad you was able to come to work. And I just, I feel for you. And she started smiling. And she said, really? I said, yeah, I feel for you. But what I did was I made her smile. Okay. So what I'm saying is stop the AI and be human. Talk to people. Look at people. Tell them, how you doing? Can I help you? Today I was going to the post office making a second drop. 2 people cut me off and wouldn't let me in. But guess what? When we got to the light, them same 2 people was behind me. Thank you. I got favor, y'all. I got favor. I shouldn't be saying that. But anyway, I have asthma. As I cough, it's because it's a reflection from asthma. Went to the doctor. He said it ain't going away yet, but I have a believer. So I have asthma due to the effects of COVID. So if I cough and I take a quick commercial break to drink, I'm not going to stop talking because I have asthma. I'm going to talk and I'm going to tell it. So when I tell it, you grab it. Okay? When I tell it, you grab it. Anyway, failure is not an option. Let's do this thing. Okay? When I say let's do this thing, that means stop procrastinating. Stop thinking that you don't know how you're going to make it. Right? Just stop thinking that. Start putting your mind on, I'm going to make it. But how far do I want to go? How far do I want to go with this project? Now, before I get really into the meat and the bones of what I'm talking about tonight, I want to talk about Miss Ellen. Miss Ellen that's up in Delaware. The 87-year young boot camp climber that came to see me not one time last week, but 2 times last week. 87 years young, Got two of the most adorable dogs. Oh my goodness. And she came and she bought things to keep doing her gift. She made these beautiful, beautiful mud cloth bags. And she just said the channel inspires her. The channel, she said, there's not a video that I've made that she hasn't seen. Okay. Delaware is a long way from Florida. Florida, way down here. We had mile zero. Okay. And Delaware is way up there. She flew here. She had recently had hip surgery. She came with her cane, walked strongly in the store with her soldier daughters and granddaughter, and said, I came to see you and I want to see your fabric store, young lady. So, what I'm telling you though, her mind, Miss Ellen had a mind of steel. And some words that I've said has inspired her. And she came by to encourage all of us. She encouraged me that I was on the right track. She encouraged me to let you know that you all are on the right track. And she say, hey, do the dang thing, okay? So listen real careful tonight. There was so much stuff happened this week. So much. I mean, for some reason, some people are just realizing that inflation is here. Some people are just realizing that jobs are short. Some people are just realizing that gas is high. Some people are even realizing that Spirit Airline went bankrupt because of fuel and they refunded their tickets and now they got to pay twice as much. Some people went to the grocery store and was in shock because they actually had to look at the price of everything and put things back because they can't afford it. Okay? Now, all of you on this channel and all of you who are listening behind the channel because somebody got me on their big screen TV, you got a gift and you need to use it. I'm not going to say you should need it. You should use it. I'm going to be real truthful tonight. You should be using your gift because everything that you are dependent on or have depend on, it is going to be a little bit less, if not more. I'm going to tell you just how bad it is or can be. My neighbor has 2 jobs and she called me and say, can I cut your yard? I need a few dollars. I said, what? She said, can I cut your yard? Can you give me the code? I want to cut your yard. I need a few dollars. This is my home in Atlanta. I said, sure. You sure you want to do that? The landscaper coming tomorrow. She said, well, can you cancel him? Well, this is what I'm saying, you all. Things are getting tight and we got to be able to get in front of it. And the way we get in front of it is you got to have your coffers full. Coffers means your inventory. Get your rest if you're doing something physical. If you're painting, start on 3 or 4 paintings. Okay? You know, if you're painting, start on 3 or 4 paintings. So as one part get dry, you can do this part on this other part. And one part get this other part. If you're doing quilting, do some quilting, do some alterations, do some sewing. But in the meantime, get some inventory stocked up. Okay? So I had a member called me or text me and she says, I need this fabric, Evelyn. I got a sale. I need this fabric. And she needed this fabric this side of me. This fabric right here. Okay? And she needed 6 yards. I sent her 8 yards. But she needed 6 yards. She thought she had some, she didn't have any. And I said, well, I only have 8 yards, but I have 100 yards coming in. She said, well, I don't need 100 yards. I only need 6 yards. I really don't need 6 yards, but I'll take 6 yards. So what I'm saying is we got her enough fabric that she can make dozens of the item that she's making. Now she's prepared. Okay. When you think something is not going to sell, it's going to sell. And even if you don't sell things, but if you're able to do alterations, Alterations will bring you right back up. I mean, it will bring you up immediately. So even if you don't do alterations, consider doing alterations. This suit right here, alterations, this suit, okay? Nobody in the mall would do it. Anybody that wanted to do it was going to charge him $400. I charged him 125. All this got to be hand done. I'm gonna do some on the time. I'm gonna do some other things with it, but a good steel hour is $125. Okay, I didn't make the suit. I don't have to alter the suit. I'm just embellishing the suit. So what I'm saying is, have your doors and your windows open so everything can come to you. I'm going to show you this. Little girl named Nayla is getting christened this week. She's getting christened next week. Okay. This is her little t-shirt. Her grandmama want her in a bad dress. It's her grandmother want her in a nice dress so the congregation can see this baby get christening. A dress for 18-month baby, $125. When can you have it done? Okay. The lace, the trim, everything, it's gonna be 125. It's not the amount of material, it's the intricate to do it, right? So what I'm saying is that sharpen your skills, meaning your mind. You don't have to be a great anything to be successful. When I say a great anything, you don't have to be a great seamstress, you don't have to be a great embroiderer, you don't have to be a great artist, you don't have to be a great quilter. Just do it. Do it, put a price tag on it, and sell it. And your money will still come. Everybody, even in a recession and inflation, still wants to buy more than the essentials. Okay? That means they want to buy more than food, lights. They want to buy a lot. So what I want you to know is that if you have something in your coffers, if you have inventory in your coffers, you're going to be okay. So you can't just say, "Well, I don't do that." No, there's something that you do that can bring revenue. There's something that you do can bring extra cash. There's something that you can do that can make your life a lot easier. So if you're sitting there and you have a bill, just say, "Okay, who's going to pay this bill? Who is going to ask me to do something with my hands that's going to pay this bill? How can I be creative to make something from nothing or something flat and pay this bill?" And if your mind start thinking like that, you're going to get sales. Now, what I want you to do, when you start getting these sales, don't raise the price. If you raise the price, add more to it. Okay? So if you're doing something and you're doing it well, say you're making a $20 kufi, a $20 hat, $20 scarf, $20 handkerchief, and before you know it, you can't keep up. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. They're buying so many. I'm going to raise the price. Right now is not the time to raise the price. Okay? Even if you got to pay a little bit more, don't raise the price. Keep your clients faithful. Keep your clients loyal. And when you raise the price, add more to it. Like if you raise the price, you could do buy one, the second one half off. Okay? Or buy three, one free. Do the BOGO type deal. Don't just start raising the price because you can't keep up. That means you wasn't properly stocked. Okay? So just imagine when you go buy bread, and bread has gotten very expensive, and the price is the same this week. It might go up next week. But we know why their prices are going up, because of the tariffs, right? Food is a necessity. What we sell is a luxury. It's something that makes people feel good, but it's not life threatening. It's not milk, cheese, water. It's something that makes you feel good. It's something that say, I got something that was made from somebody's hands. And then what's going to happen is people are going to come to you. They're going to come to you. Paris coming, they're going to come to you, and when they get that extra money, they're going to say, I've been wanting to buy something from you, so I want to let you know I've saved 3 years to get this. Or I've had people that say, I baked 6 pies to buy this dress. I'm like, 6 pies? I made 6 pies to buy one of your pieces. I waited. One lady came in today and said, I had a lot of bills and I wanted something from you for so long, and I'm just getting it together. And I said, well, how long has it been? She said, 3 years. So what if I would have been out of business? What if I'd have been out of business? What if I wasn't able to be found? Even if I wasn't here, the store is still here, right? So you got to start thinking long term. Think like a household brand. I know Miss Bernie's gonna be able to hem my pants today. I know Miss Bernie's gonna be in place today. I know Miss Bernice don't feel well, but when she feel better, she gonna tear it up. She gonna have it right, right? Now we're not wishing anyone not to feel well, but we all gonna feel bad someday, or we just can't get it together. But when people depend on you, they know when they come, they come, they come. I had a person that drive today an hour and a half to get a suit altered, and he was referred from somebody an hour and a half the opposite direction, and said, I was told to come here. Can you fix my suit? Absolutely. It was fix his suit or buy a new suit. He chose the latter. To fix his suit was 75. To buy a new suit was 300. Do the math. Okay? So let's do this thing. I mean, let's do it right now. Let's subscribe to the channel. If you're an active member, great. We appreciate you being active, because all the active members that I called tonight, those are the reason that we're on the air. If you're inactive, it don't take but a click. When times get better, get back active, because you know what happens when you pay for something, you engage. When you pay in something and you invest, you saying, this my channel, this my girl, this person gonna get my mind right so I can make these tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't say $10. I didn't say $100. I didn't say $1,000. I said tens of thousands of dollars. Now I'm gonna share something with you, which just happened, y'all, to me. Right? Look, what if you hadn't seen somebody in 42 years? What if you hadn't seen somebody in 42 years? What if somebody hadn't seen your growth in 42 years? Well, this ring that I'm wearing right now, this is my high school ring. I told y'all was it last week or week before last, when my basketball volleyball coach passed away. Well, my boyfriend in high school came by to see me today. It's been 42 years. And he's like, in fact, he called and said, I'd like to come by and see you. I said, okay. He said, where are you? I said, I'm at work. He said, him and his sister and I played basketball together. We was on the same teams together. And when I went to the funeral, she wasn't able to come to the funeral. So anyway, that's how we got reconnected. And then so he said, I want to come see your store. I said, oh, okay. I said, sure, come see the store. So it's a lot of traffic from where he was coming. He didn't make it to see the store before the mall closed. So I said, well, I'll let you in the back. Come on in. I'll let you in the back, because he drove so far. Got messed up with traffic, right? And long story short, although our personal relationship didn't work, there was a time when I had hit some hard times, and I knew he was financially set. And I asked him, I called him one night and I says, look, I need to go to New York, and I really need to get some things for my business. And he said, sure. How much you need? I said, I probably need about $500. This was probably 30 some years ago. No, not he didn't say no, he brought me the money. And then so today or tonight, he got to see where that $500 have taken me. Here he was, we weren't involved, and he gave me $500. And I was on my way to New York looking for fabric, looking at what I need, and I needed to put some money down, and then they would ship me all my stuff. And I was out of capital. It was no money there, nowhere. He believed in me. Okay? He believed in me. And now he said that little bit of apartment looked like a closet to all these stores, right? So what I'm saying, you all, is that I'm here to help you get to that point. No matter how old you are, no matter how little you think you have every single thing you need to be abundantly blessed to you, your family, and most of all, your community. And the reason I say most of all to your community, because your name has to live beyond the flesh. Did you hear that? Everywhere you shop that is national, the original owners are probably passed years and years ago. So their name is where we shop, and it's still a blessing to the community. And so what we're doing on this channel is we're birthing new businesses, new business owners all over the globe, not just in the US, all over the globe, because you will become a household name if you stick with it. You may be lean sometimes, but you're going to make it. And you're going to be abundantly blessed. And you're going to have favor. And instead of paying a card, you're going to pay cash. How much is that? How much is this? So all week I've been studying about Black women who came up from slavery and who have been multimillionaires and have donated to colleges and NAACPs and different things that have made it possible for us to see the channel and be in the places and the homes and the neighborhoods that we are. So failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Lack of is not an option. Oh, we got inflation. Well, guess what? God's going to give me what I need to get over the inflation. Inflation, implode, get over it. Because guess what? When I hear that on the news, it motivates me. Gas is high. It motivates me. It motivates me to work smarter. It motivates me to give a better job. It motivates me to hire somebody to inspect my product and make sure when I mail it, I give it the best I got. It motivates me not to give out thank you cards. When I send somebody something that bought from me, I give them a thank you card and I put a gift in it. And I say, take care. Take care. Peace and blessings. I appreciate your support. Okay. So when you do the small things, and as we see AI take all the jobs, they can't take everything. Okay. I saw a car today coming back from the post office, with nobody in it. The cars that's gonna be taking all the Uber jobs. The car that's running around gonna be delivering everybody drugs and medication and groceries. And guess what? That car was driving faster than the regular cars. And the police are saying, who we get a ticket to? Who we get a ticket to? The car that's driving around with nobody in it. But I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of those cars that are driving around with nobody in it, there is a body in the back of that car that's with Google that's looking at what's going on. But eventually there won't be nobodies in those cars. There is somebody in some of those cars that are driving around, But I want you to know, if we stick together, stay motivated, keep our minds focused like Miss Ellen. Miss Ellen mind was focused. I'm gonna go meet this lady that's helping me. Miss Ellen, 87, is focused. She focused. We all got to stay focused. We all got to go. Look, coming in, investing in yourself, finding out where you can get your resources from. You know how happy I was to have a member to say, "Do you have this fabric?" I said, "Yeah." Do you have this fabric? No, but you want me to have it made for you? You want 100 yards? Oh, not really, not yet. You know how happy I was to say, "Okay, you need it. Okay, how many days?" I didn't even ask her how many days. She said, "I got 6 days to get it together and ship." Guess what? Put that fabric in that box. She got that fabric in enough days to get that package out. So we have to stay connected for resources. Threads. Anybody need threads? Some people say they need threads. You tell me what color threads you need. Tell me how many yards you need. Tell me how many spools you need. Let's do this thing. Let's get prepared. Let's be overjoyed to be a asset to our community. Because everybody that's coming to me is not a want, it's a need. I had people in here on Tuesday night. I've been doing graduations. I've been doing college graduations. LSU, Clark Atlanta, Spelman. These people are needing something to make them feel connected to their culture while they walk across that stage. The Congo, Nigeria. And how did they find me? Just being in place. And nobody was turned down. Hey, you got the project, I got the energy, you got the money, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing, y'all. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. I want you to raise your hand, pat yourself on the back. I'm doing it, Miss Evelyn. I'm doing it. I'm not going to give up on me. Okay? Because if a homeless person can make $125 a day just having a sign saying, please help homeless, and they may very well be homeless and they may very well need the money. But you know what? It's hard to be out there in the hot sun begging for money. It's hard to humiliate yourself. So if you got a roof on your head, you got shoes on your feet, and you got access to a little bit of electricity, you can do it. Now, my last story I'm going to tell you is a Mother's Day story. I am not a mother, but I've helped a lot of people with their children, including my godchildren. And so I was at Mother's Day, and my 87-year-old stepfather was on the back porch. So everybody done ate. And thank you all, first of all, for all the Mother's Day. Thank you. Thank you so much for the Mother's Day greetings. I appreciate that. So I went outside to talk to my stepfather, which has been my father like forever, and I was talking, and he was starting to share with me how tough it is. He was saying, man, I've been around 87 years. I've never seen it this tough, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I'm listening to the conversation. We're on the back porch. And so then he starts telling me about how his mother made all their clothes out of flour sacks. So, I'm like, what? So while he's talking to me, I start Googling it and looking up all these stories. And I know some of you may have known this. I've seen them do something out of flour sacks, but I did not know that everybody was wearing clothes from flour sacks. So I'm listening to him. And so my stepfather he believed in me. He let me have my first fashion show in the house. And all I could afford was t-shirts. I designed t-shirts. And he just said, okay, she's on her way. She's going to be something one day. So he told me about the flour sacks. When I went and researched the flour sacks, everybody, white, black, rich, poor, it was no fabric. And the only fabric was the flour sacks. It was so many people wearing flour sacks that the flour sack people started coloring the flour bags and made designs on it. Men, women, and children wore flour sacks. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I got obsessed with researching and learning about clothing made from flour sacks. I even went and Googled, can I buy some flour sacks? Can I make something from flour sacks? I was impressed because my grandmother used to make, clothes from hand-me-downs and quilts and stuff like that. But I never knew it was a culture in the 1920s where everybody wore flour sacks. And in fact, the mills would measure the flour sacks to be able to know how many flour sacks it would take to make a man's shirt, a man pair of pants, a child's dress, and they would compete with other flour businesses on who wore the most decorative flour sacks. They even wore the ingredients on how to cook stuff on the front of their shirts. And I was saying, what if I told the tribe, what if I told the YouTube channel and the boot camp clients that if you got a flour sack, if you had a flour sack or you got a flour sack, that you would make so much money. I was just so impressed with listening to my stepfather tell me about it. So I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to come over one day next week. I'm going to spend the night and I'm going to do a biography on you telling me about the flour sack. So he said, come on over. I'll cook you some collard greens. He cooked the best greens in the world. So anyway, I'm here to tell you, failure is not an option, y'all. You can take a pillowcase, a sheet. You can, put some starch on it. You can dye your fabric. You can dye an old pair of jeans that's faded. We got so many resources at our fingertips. That lack of, not enough money, not enough time, too tired, whether you sew with your hands or you sew with a sewing machine, whether you paint, whether you draw, whether you crochet, whatever it takes to get those juices flowing, to build your inventory, to make it happen, that it's a trade for your gift to have cash in your bank account. That's what tonight is all about. Tonight is about reaching within yourself, making sure you tap on all your skills. If you're painting, if you're sewing, if you're doing alterations, if you're teaching, learn how to teach it where you make more money than one student at a time. Get some coaching so you can teach 100 people at a time. You know what I mean? In other words, we all get the same amount of time per day, but how are we going to use it? If you take 1 penny, it'll turn into 2 pennies. 2 pennies will turn into 4 pennies. 4 pennies will turn to 8 pennies. 8 pennies will turn to 16 pennies. After a while, you're going to get dollars. $5 is going to turn to 10. 10 going to turn into 100. If you start investing in yourself and in your time, money will never be an option. And when you have money, you can start saying, okay, I'm going to eat healthier. Because when you challenge with your money, you eat cheap food. You don't rest well. You know what I mean? So having enough money will make you feel better. You can go to the doctor. You can read what he's giving you. You can say, do I want an alternative to eating something healthy or do I want to take a chemical drug? Okay? Because when it all comes down to it, it's really not about how much money you make. It's about the lifestyle you can create. And when you can create a lifestyle that makes you feel accomplished, that make you feel good about yourself and all the years you've been on this planet, and when you can give some encouragement to others, you on top of the world. You on top. It was such a blessing to see my old boyfriend of 42 years ago come in and see that I did not waste his $500. He never asked for it back. He never said, oh, you going to pay me my money back? Are you going to pay me some interest? You know what? The payback was today. The payback was for him to come in through the back door and be like Miss Ellen and say, wow, whoa, wow, a Black woman teaching, showing, giving, inspiring, helping. Okay? But it's by the grace of God. It's not me. I'm just a vessel. I don't belong. I don't own none of this. I'm just a person that's the steward of doing it and encouraging others. Do it right, honestly. Somebody overpay you, give them their money back. Somebody underpay you, they don't want to pay you, don't worry. Somebody else gonna bring you that money. Okay. I had a client this week, didn't want to pay tax. So she called a credit card company and asked for her money back. And I said, okay, give it to her. As soon as I gave it to her, somebody bought something online. Somebody came in the store. Within minutes, it was back in my account 3 times. Okay, so what I'm saying is you're going to get setbacks. You're going to have hiccups. You're going to get tired. But you know what happens when you get tired? You shoot the shot. I have some lazy employees, right? I tell them every time. I say, you win when you go past the finish line. They said, what you mean? I said, because you only listen to one ear. You only listen that you get off at 2 o'clock. But you win when you go the extra mile. You win when you pass the finish line. Okay, let's talk about time. You get off at 5, right? What if you went in the post office at 4:59 and at 5 o'clock they turned the lights off and told you to get out? You're going to say, but I was in by 5. So when you conduct your business, do it like you are the person that is paying for the service. You know, although my doors close at 7, if I got customers, I'm going to treat them right. I'm not going to say, oh, we close in 5 minutes. No. Every football game, and look, y'all, Orlando got beat up by Detroit, right? Okay, Liz, shut up. I don't mean shut up, Liz, be quiet. Orlando got beat up. I was born in Detroit. I live in Orlando. Orlando and Detroit was playing in the playoffs. And I think in the playoffs, if you get beat 3 times, just let us go home with some peace. Don't beat us all the way up, okay? But what I'm saying is basketball, football, track, all those things, they have timers. They have timers. But when the clock hits the time that it's supposed to end, the game is still live. And whoever crosses the finish line or make that point is the winner. So when you say it's 5 o'clock, I'm closing my door. Think about the person who's trying to get to you. 5:15, okay, it's time to leave, right? But if you close your door 5 minutes early, 15 minutes early, 20 minutes early because you never had a sale, you know what I mean? Then guess what? You losing. You lose when you start getting so micromanaged that you have to stop at a certain time. You lose. Every place, the bank, the post office, everywhere, they have a time, but they always extend it till the play is dead. All right. So if you got employees and they get off, if you got employees and it's 2 o'clock and they already in their car or they already walking out the door, guess what happened? 15 minutes before their time, they already start getting their stuff together to leave. No, that means if you lose 15 minutes from every employee 5 days a week, you lost a lot of money because you pay them by the hour, you pay them by the task. And we got to start being cognizant of that in our business and in the people that we employ, that we got to make sure the customers, the clients are always first. And then think about the employees you leave behind. The employees you leave behind, make sure they're okay. Y'all got everything? You okay? You good? Then you proceed to leave. Don't be walking. I tell them every time, don't walk to me and tell me you off for work at 2 o'clock and it's 2 o'clock. First of all, I need to inspect what you did. Second of all, you can't be ready because that means you was already getting prepared to get out. When you got all your stuff on your shoulder and it's 2 o'clock, no, you got to pass the finish line. You got to say, hey, is everything okay? It's time. Okay, let me see what you did. Okay, did you get everything I need so I can get all my orders out? No, we have to look to be a millionaire, to be successful in business. You got to check everybody on your team, even yourself. Okay, when you sit down and go to work, sometimes you can't stop. You got to check yourself. Okay, I need some sleep because tomorrow ain't going to be worth nothing. Okay, then if you got somebody helping you, you got to be able to pay them. If you got to be able to pay them, you got to make sure they're doing what you need them to do. And if they're not doing what you need to do, you throwing away your money. Then you're going to get discouraged. So everybody on your team, if you're the baddest person on your team, then you got to train them to take over the team one day, even if it's running errands. Okay? So we're going to make sure that we get ourselves set up for success, because failure is not an object. Failure is not an object, and we got to do the thing. We got to really do it. We got to get used to having more than enough. Do not get used to just barely making it. Do not get used to, I got enough to pay the rent. Let me see what's left. Get used to, there's money coming in, it has to go out. There's more money coming in because it has to go out. Because with these hands, you are so blessed and highly favored that you can do anything. Even if you're writing people's bills out, if you're writing notes for somebody, you have the ability to have more than enough. And if you got children or grandchildren that got a job, make sure you show them that side hustle. Don't let them think that that job is all they got. And if that job gets low and they start cutting them out like Spirit Airlines, guess what? Grandma, mama done told you how to get a side hustle. Because those what is it? Carless, those, I'm trying to say, those cars with no people in them, those headless cars, they're coming after our jobs. They're coming after our kids' jobs. They are coming and they're not going away. So we got to make sure that we're ahead of the game. We got to make sure that, look, somebody want their suit tailored, got to come to a seamstress. Somebody got to have something for graduation, got to come to somebody who's customizing, right? And we can do this. Okay, roll call. It's time to roll call. I done start talking. Let me tell you who's on. Let me tell you who's helping the channel out right now. I love the roll call. Then I'm going to call somebody. I hope she's on. And then I'm going to take all your questions. Okay, these are active members that are active, meaning that you are current with your dues and you are encouraging me to stay on task and to keep the fire burning and to keep pushing you and pinching you and pudging you and saying, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do it, Miss Evelyn. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to make money. I'm going to go in the bank. I'm going to go and tell her, hello, how you doing? How can we do this? And we're going to be all good. And we're going to be going to the bank with big deposits, y'all. Okay, here we go. Miss Patricia. Miss Tricia is Miss Matricia. Miss Blessings. Mary Jones. Gwendolyn Member Starbs. Daughter of Zion. Sharon Courts. Constance Clinton. Awanda Brown. Tracy Davis. Jean Robinson. Life's Living by Lorraine. Ellen Banks. Alice Sandra Barnhart. Michelle Stringer. Mildred's Desserts. Sweet Soul Pearls Creations. I'm sorry. You know I love your name. I just love her name. Mariam Masterpiece Designs. Noah Kakalaki. Yana Hodgepodge. Miss Bernice Thompson. Carolyn Royal. Nina Rose Treasures. Shamara Customs. Learline Rockingham. Loomer Laser. Angela Milton. Angela Hamilton. Miss T from the SIP, and Linda Brown. Those are our dream angels that are current on their dues that are making this happen. Okay, commercial break. I'm going to get some water real quick. Okay. I want to see, can I call somebody? I actually had her name last week. I'm going to see if she answers. If you look at your phone, it might be me. This is the part I love, you guys. I'm gonna see if she's on. Uh-oh, she may not be on.
Telephone number.
Okay, I'm gonna try someone else. These are members that are doing a lot of things, and I just want to see how they are doing and see if they want to share some insight. I'm gonna try her too. And if not, if everybody's busy sewing, then we'll go with the Osu. Okay, I see this person is on. She's probably saying, I can't believe she's calling me.
She's probably saying, I can't believe she's calling. I can't believe you calling me.
How are you doing?
I can't complain.
You can't complain?
No.
Okay, everybody, this is Constance from Indiana, correct?
Yes, from Gary, Indiana.
How did you do your fashion show?
No, my show is not until August the 30th.
Okay. All right, so tell me something. Can you help the boot camp team out? Can you give us some inspiration tonight?
Oh, wow. You know what? Yes, I can. In the midst of the storms, keep pushing. Because you can do all things through Christ. That's the one who strengthens you.
Amen. Amen. So how does it feel to know that you could be live on YouTube and your phone rings, that somebody cares about you?
You know what? It is amazing. First of all, I want to say to you that you take out the time to even pick up the phone to call people like me. It's amazing that your heartbeat is for us to make it in this world of chaos. And it's so amazing that you have so much of a gift that you're willing to give back, even in the midst of what's going on this earth today.
Wow. I appreciate you. And I can see everybody listening to you. And I just saw that you said, I'm late, but I'm on. And you were on my list. I said, I got to call Constance to see how she's doing. And Constance, go ahead.
It's been a challenge. We just decided to put my aunt into hospice.
Oh no!
So it's been a challenge. But I've been working in my sewing room, not like I normally do, but I'm gonna keep going. I just came from a meeting at our city. We're getting ready to do a marketplace, and I'm just gonna keep pushing, no matter what.
All right. That is great. That is so great. And I give you arms of love, and everybody wants to help you. And it's just great. It's just great. Okay, so we're gonna go back to another caller that I just missed. She just said she missed my call. But listen, we love you, and hospice is tough, and I know it had to be a hard decision, but everybody on the camp is gonna send you prayers and love that it could be okay for you, and that you can sow into her gift that she's left. And Constance take care of family members and has a business and renovating her beauty salon and is getting coached. Okay? So she's doing it. Thank you, Constance.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna call another person, another good person that I just missed, but I want to say this. This is another little commercial break. Okay, you all know that I said that at the end of this month, in the May, we're going to increase the price for the coaching. The coaching is $1,200. It's a year. And if there's a time in the coaching that you have a major setback, then I will give you that extra month back. I won't just say your year is up, right? But what I do want you to know, several of you have contacted me and said you want the coaching, but the funds are not there. Okay? Excuse me. My job is to help you figure out how to get those funds. That's my job, right? And I know it might be tough, but I know you have a gift to get it. So, what I'm going to do the last 2 weeks of this month is 2 weeks before the increase go from 1,200 to 1,500. Those who are really serious about getting to the next level and turning that penny into 2 pennies and 5 pennies and 10 pennies and $12 and $50 and hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars, call me at 407 590 8767. That's 407 590 8767, and make arrangements before this month is up. Now, on June the 1st, it will be $1,500 because it's a lot of work and keeping up with you and nudging you and getting you where you need to be. Even after the year, you still may want to, you'll get a discount to get another years of coaching. It'll go down to like $800 for that year if you did the first initial time. But if you really want to get to the next level and stop worrying and stop thinking that everything's going to come on this job, that you already got a gift to make it happen. I mean, if you really want to move on and invest in your own education about how to do what you already know how to do, how to find the people that's already looking for you, you got to get some coaching. You got to invest in your education on how this thing is working now. Like she's saying, this crazy world, this AI. I had a client today was so mad, and I said, "You mad at artificial intelligence? There's no person on the other side of that phone. They just coming up with answers and throwing it at you. Don't get upset with that. Just be better at what you do." And she calmed down. She said, "I'm really talking to a machine." I said, "All day, every day." So call the number, make arrangements. If you make arrangements with me within the next 2 weeks, we'll hold you into the $1,200 spot. But June the 1st, we got to go up because it's get more involved. There's more tricks that's coming at us, and they're coming at us through AI, and you need to know those tricks. And it's going to take more time to get you to think outside the box because we're programmed to think this way. Remember when we had a phone attached to the wall and now the phone is wireless? Some of us are still attached to the wall because it's always been done that way. Now things are changing quicker, and you got to know somebody that's doing something, that's seeing it, that's facing it. You know, I went to the bank to do a wire transfer the money, and they said, "Do it on your phone." And I didn't want to do that on my phone. I wanted somebody to do it. They said, "No, we charge you more money when we do it. Let me show you how to do it." And once she showed me how to do it, and even now when you signing papers and you're closing on a deal, I was closing on a deal, a real closing on a deal. And they have you to doc sign, meaning you sign with your finger on your phone. You scribble your name. You sign your documents. They don't want you in their office no more. They want you coming, signing it, doing it, send it back. Okay, you done it. Okay, guess what? You've closed on this project. Boom, here's a certificate. You got it. We'll overnight you the keys. You know what I'm saying? So things are changing. And if we don't get with somebody that really helps us to see it before it happens, you won't trust it, because in our state in Florida, so many seniors are getting ripped off with AI. People are calling their phones, they're giving their information, and they can't get their money back. So you got to know how to protect yourself, and you got to know how to protect your customers, so when they buy from you, that they won't feel like they're not going to be invading their privacy by giving you their card. That's why I sent an invoice. I don't have anybody's card number. I sent it through a safe place that you can purchase from me. Okay? Okay, we got another person. We just went to Gary, Indiana. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Now we finna go to Atlanta, Georgia. Hold on. Let's see how she's doing. I hope she picks up this time. I hope she can pick up. Here we go. Hello, Miss Bernice.
And stop thinking that everything's gonna come on this job, that you already got a gift.
Can you turn off your background noise? I don't want to say noise. Can you turn off your?
Hello.
Hi, this is Evelyn from the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Okay, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, the team, the camp want to hear from you in Atlanta, Georgia. She's all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. You all.
I'm working.
What are you making?
Actually, I'm doing some slip covers for outdoors furnitures.
Okay, that's great. How many are you doing?
I'm doing 4, and then so it's 12 pieces altogether.
Ah.
Yeah.
See there? Yeah. So we're doing outdoor furniture because you know what? When the sun comes out and the spring and summer come, in fact, I got to do my covers over at my house because you want some fresh. You want to feel like you know, it's like the person that have everything when they got fresh cushions and you got guests coming over and the mold and the mildew or the sun has faded them. You want to see Miss Bernice. Okay, so tell us how you feel about the channel, Miss Bernice.
Look, I can't wait to get on the channel because I know there's something encouragement for me.
Oh, wow.
It keeps me working. Even on days when I don't feel like it, like I'm feeling sick.
Okay.
I do get up and I do something. Even if it's one item, I do something. Like today I had graduation gowns for little kids.
Uh-huh.
And then I got this. And I got so much stuff that I can be doing something every day.
I'm going to give y'all a trick. I'm going to tell you something that, like, when you're not feeling well, I'm going to tell you what works for me. Mm-hmm. This little thing right here. See this? This is called, I'm not an affiliate. I'm doing it from my heart. This is called Activia.
I already know how to
Activia.
Activia is
looking for you. You gotta get some.
Activia is I'm here. Activia is a yogurt that you get in the grocery store. It has a lot of it's really for your gut. Okay. And it's vanilla. It's vanilla, and it just gives you you know how you're sewing a long time or you're working a long time and you just grab anything that make you feel like you got food. This actually gives you energy, and it's an antibiotic. It's all natural, and it really helps just get you feeling good about working long or to complete. And it's just a little cup. You get about 9 of these for $6.
Okay.
But it's a very, very, very good investment. And especially if you're starting to get round in the midsections from sewing and just grabbing some chips or anything like that, this is a good natural alternative that can make you feel light, and it can definitely reduce your waistline. Now, I've never tried to do this before, but I want to tell you what works for me. Activia works for me because it keeps you from snacking. It keeps you from just, you know how you get, like I sell snacks in the store. And it stopped me from just grabbing a bag of chips or a bag of popcorn or a pack of cookies or a Snicker bar. I can grab this and I can just eat a salad. And it just keeps you light on your feet. So it's a stimulant, but it's all natural. I'm only gonna give you natural stuff. So this is good. This with a banana, you can go for you good. You're good, y'all. Well, Miss Bernice, it's been a pleasure to have you on tonight. And I'm so glad to be in Atlanta, Georgia. And I just love the fact that what I love about Miss Bernice is that whenever you reach out to her, she's never doing one thing. She's doing 10 things. She's doing, like she said, slip covers, graduation. She made jackets, the whole nylon jacket. Oh, you want the jacket? She's doing outdoor furniture. So that's endless income, endless possibilities. Okay? She found money to get coaching. And then guess what? When she gets the coaching, she's already engaged. So she's not like, okay, I invested in this woman. Now what am I going to do? So she invested in it. And even even getting to the inventory to get on her site, she's so busy. So if she can make just, like 2 items over here more, 2 items over here more. So when that store gets up, those items are made or they're prepped to be sold. And then you're going to be making another source of income. The purpose of the channel is to have you to have multiple streams of income with your gift.
Right.
Like her gift, she's doing her gift in several different areas. Like if somebody said, I'm doing outdoor furniture, they'll say, well, I only do outdoor furniture. Well, what if somebody didn't need outdoor furniture this week? Okay. So you got to make sure that you keep all the avenues, all the streams of income to come directly to you so you can be the best and have the most money. And then this is the thing. When they come to you, get them to prepay.
Yes.
And that motivates you. I got to do this because they paid me.
Yes.
Do no deposits. Look, when you go buy anything online, including a burger,
yep,
when you get that burger, you done paid for that burger before you even get it, before they even cook it. Now they do everything. They cook it first. But when you pay for that burger, you look at it and you enjoy it or you eat it, but you don't give them a deposit on the burger. So when you do your gift, don't be thinking, can I give you $50? No. Come back when you have it. Be confident. Be confident that if somebody orders something from you, they have the funds to pay for it. And if they have the funds to pay for it, you're motivated to make it. Because they're going to find you. You paid for it and they like it, they're going to tell somebody else. So I want you to know you're on the best channel on this side of heaven that's going to get you there. And you're going to be able to help somebody else up. Okay? And you get off those channels and they telling you inflation is scary. Is that, you know what? Motivate yourself.
I don't even watch them. I don't watch no TV. I don't want no influence on my life. None.
I love you, Miss Bernice. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to read all your comments. Thank you so much. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, that's what we've been doing on this channel because we are a family and so many of you watch me every night. And if you paid for the coaching or you bought some materials or you have asked me a few questions, I try to go into what I think that will motivate us the most and give you the bang. And then I love the fact that when I call you, you're from different parts of the country, right? I can't wait till we get that overseas call. And they call me and say, Miss Evelyn, I stayed up late to call you in. Because, right now, if you have certain phones, you can call overseas in different time zones. It may be a delay, but you can call. But anyway, I see Miss Miriam. She gave me a cup of coffee. Miss Miriam, thank you. You can actually buy me a cup of coffee. You can actually gift me while I'm talking. And she said, I gave so many gems that she sent me a $4.99. Woohoo! I love coffee, and that will buy me some coffee or tea. Okay, so we're going to see what's going on. Miss Patricia, she says she rejoined tonight. I thank you. Miss Liz is out of Detroit. Miss Liz, I know you got your stuff, girlfriend. I know you got your box. If you want treasure boxes are $20. It's $28 now. The postage went up. So it's $8 for the shipping. And then if you want the mud cloth, it's $45 for the mud cloth. So if you want that, then please, we won't run out of those things because everything I sold, what I have treasure, I put it together. And I make sure that you can figure it out. What's great about the treasure boxes is that it makes you think creatively. When you buy a yard of fabric, you just know, okay, I'm gonna make a shirt. But when you get a treasure box, it's like, what would she send me? What can I make? And you could take that treasure box. You could take that treasure box and make hundreds of dollars if you're creative. Bow ties, scarves, kufis. You can make so much out of that treasure box. It just gets your juices flowing. Okay. Angela Hamilton, she got us some prayers. Masterpiece Designs. You know what? Look at that name. Masterpiece Design. Let me tell you something. When you call yourself Masterpiece Design, That means you the best. That means you done set the bar. That means that I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it right. Okay? So when you have a name, like my name is my business name. That means I stand behind my product. That means that when you call my name, you're gonna say, "Oh, she too high. Oh, she made a crooked stitch here. Oh, she's always open. Oh, she always got something. Oh, she always doing something." Guess what? Yes, yes, yes. I always raise the bar, because when you put your name on something, that means that you're gonna be held accountable. So that's my name. So I love when people are creative with their name. I love when you raise the bar, that you're saying, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. One day I'm gonna get off this job, y'all. And when I get off this job, I'm gonna make more money than I made on that job. I couldn't believe it. I used to work for Disney, right? I retired from Disney, working my business at the same time. And I used to put into the Christmas fund. And that was the way you save money, right? For Christmas. I never would imagine that I would make more money than I made at Disney sewing. I never imagined that I could buy more than one house. I never imagined that I could pay off homes. I never imagined that I could buy a car cash. I never imagined that I could have a Walmart sewing machine and turn it into an empire. Listen, I never thought for a minute that my sewing machine would be just as important as my driver's license. My sewing machine is just as important as my purse. It's just important as my light bill, my phone bill, my garbage bill, my health insurance. Insurance. Meaning assurance, meaning that I'm assured that I'm going to be able to pay my copay. Okay? So what I'm saying, when you line up with the right people, and the right people pour into you what you got to get out of yourself, Lord have mercy. Ain't nothing but the sky. When they said nothing but the sky, okay? When you can help somebody with your gift, because what we're really doing is we helping people. Miss Bernice is helping somebody with their furniture, get them peace of mind. She's helping somebody with getting ready for a graduation, a child's graduation. She's saying, sometimes I don't feel well, but I gotta get up and do it. Okay? And make sure, look, when you start getting the coaching and you start sending out your invoices to your people, and those people tip you on top of what you charge them in spite of inflation, that's when you know you got it going on. When you have somebody like Masterpiece Designs, Miss Mary, and they give her a nice crisp $100 bill to put on her clipboard, don't you know that dead president motivated her? Say, oh boy, I got to get this. That dead man looking at me. You don't want to see nobody dead until you see a dead president on a $100 bill, a $50 bill, a $20 bill. Ones, fives, and tens we see all day. But the dead presidents on a 50, a 20, or 100, it can motivate you to say, oh, somebody value my skill. Wow, I could do this again, right? Okay. So we do this and we do it. So when I say, in the country, I'm a country girl, right? In the country, we use slang. And I'm not going to apologize for this perfect channel. I'm not going to apologize for using words that's out of context, so they don't go together. I'm just a country girl trying to show everybody how to do what I do and do it better. But in the country, when you say do the dang thing, do the thing, that means do it. That means when you pull the lawnmower and it won't crank, you pull it again and you pull it again and you look it up. You say, what's going on? It got gas. Spark plug is good. You pull it again. And when you pull it and it start, And then if you lucky to have the one that you pull and you just walk behind it, that's how your money gonna flow. When you first start pulling that lawnmower, y'all know I cut my own yard, right? My husband, I ride the little tractor, and I could cut because I want the steps. So, but when you start pulling something and it's hard, that means you're gonna be blessed. That's why you can't stop at 2:00. That's why if the clock stops too, Miss Bernie said, I gotta do it. You see what I'm saying? She's exactly what I'm talking about. When you feel like you don't have enough, get your little yogurt. And it's going to give you all the nutrients, and it's natural, and it's not a lot. And it's going to get rid of your gut. And when you do that little simple thing and drink some water behind it, and you start progressing, and life gets a little bit easier because you got peace of mind. And then if you need to do something and get longer time, you don't just take it because you need the money right away. You can put it around. You can charge a rush fee. If somebody needed tomorrow, like the guy need the suit, I had to charge him a $20 rush fee because he needed tomorrow. Figure out how you can make a profit. And sometimes the profit is all in your labor, meaning that you didn't have to buy nothing. They paid for everything. They, it wasn't cloth you had. They paid for the fabric. They paid for the thread. Make sure when you charging and you got to get something, you pay for the fabric, the thread, the interfacing, the gas to go get it. All right. And even a lunch. Add a $10 charge just to eat. If you got to go someplace to take you a while to gather all your resources, you put it in there, then you charge your labor. So when you say you got $100 for the supplies, and you charge $100 or $150 for the labor, your labor is your profit. That's your labor because you're going to be doing something anyway. But then in the meantime, if you can make a couple other garments when somebody wanted, a couple other hats when somebody wanted, that's like going through the checkout line and picking up a cable for your phone or picking up some batteries. You didn't go in there for batteries, but you need them, right? So that's what you do. You do the extra. You do the extra to get the extra. And when you get the extra, it turns from that $1 to $5. $5 is going to turn to $25. $25 is going to turn to $125. But you're not going to get there if you're sitting like this. Okay, when's she going to motivate me again so I can get off this couch that's got a hole in it? Or when she can get me that hybrid bread. They got these new hybrid breads that they come in a box and they feel good and they form to your body and they're nice and cool. Ask me how I know. They come in a box, a mattress, and you open the box up and the bed just flows out and the bed is like, wow. And as you put the bed on the mat, on the box spring, it keep rising. And if you sleep on your side, they got side sleepers. If you sleep on your stomach, they got that kind of bed. And if you sleep on your back, you won't know it if you don't start investing into yourself, your gift, so you can make that extra money. And then they give you a year warranty on the bed. And when they bring the bed, they got to bring in a big old FedEx truck. Okay? Those are the things I want us to be talking about. Not, I don't have the money for coaching. Stop saying that. Stop saying you don't have money for coaching. What you're saying is, I'm not going to sacrifice for coaching. If you don't have the money, that means you're not going to sacrifice. If you sacrifice, I guarantee you, if you sacrifice to get the money from the coaching and you put forth some effort, that $1,000 or that $1,200 will turn into $12,000 without an effort because you will engage, because when you spend money, you pay attention. If you don't, let somebody take $1,200 out your bank and you don't pay attention. You pay attention, you look, you engage, you take action, right? So don't say I don't have it. Say I'm not willing to sacrifice to get to the next level. And when you say that, you say, no, I'm not going to say that because that's not true. I'm going to find that money because I don't want to be in the same place next year. I want to attract wealth. I want to attract abundance. I want to be the best at what I do. I want to be the name on everybody's lips. When they go to bed, they thinking about you. I was closing last night. The phone rang an hour and a half after the store was closed. The manager was answering the phones because we were in different time zone. People call in different time zone, and he said, "You have a call." There was somebody calling about the guy who needed the suit done. I'm gonna send him over there. I promise you, he'll be there. And if you don't have it, can you sell him a suit? I said, I don't sell suits. I don't sell men's suits. I said, but my neighbor does. Well, I want you to have the money. So what I'm saying, get engaged. Do what you need to do. Leave opportunities for people to come to you and pay you and patronize you and get you out of that rut. The I don't have rut. No. Let's pay the cards off. Let's put a full tank of gas at whatever price it is. Let's fill up our refrigerator with healthy foods and healthy snacks and vegetables that's not processed. That's what you deserve, and that's what you're going to get from this channel. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. You won't be broke. You'll have enough, and you'll be able to share, but you have to take action. And when you take action, you won't regret it. When you have a setback, like Constance is dealing with a loved one that's terminal, you can say, I can get through this through all things that strengthens me. 1 Corinthians. Did you hear that? I can do this through all things that strengthens me. Not I can't do it. I can't afford it. It's not time. Guess what? I had a client. I had a boot camp member. She said, I made $300 already this month. Well, let's turn that $300 into $3,000 for next month. Let's turn that $300 to $300 a night. We could do that. It's not that hard. But you got to change your mindset. You got to do the dang thing. You got to do it. And when you do it, you're going to have more than enough. You're going to be like, what took me so long? I can't believe this. Money's coming out this ear, this eye, that eye, this mouth. Everywhere money is coming. And when you listen, money, the love of money is the root of all evil, right? The love of money is the root of all evil. But not having enough money is lack of oxygen. You can't breathe. You can't think. You're not eating. I had a client the other day said, I'm only getting 2 days a week. They're giving me hours like a student or a child. I said, well, where's your gift? She said, I can cook fish. I said, well, what time your fish fry is going to be on Friday night? Okay. How you going to make it on 2 days a week? And you know, when somebody give you 2 days a week, that means that they just trying to hold you so you don't go nowhere else, right? 2 days a week, I don't care if you make $25 an hour. That's not enough. Because the more time you have off, the more money you spend that you don't have. That's why when you're an entrepreneur, you work it. You ain't got time to be in the streets. You working, you building, you planning, you doing things you got to do. You designing, you sketching, you stocking. Okay? That's what successful people do. Successful people don't work 2 days a week. Successful people don't even try to be with nobody who work 2 days a week, unless it's your child and they get an education. So let's not go backwards. Let's do the thing. Let's make sure we got more than enough. And if you got a friend that's watching this channel, call them. Hey, girl, because you can talk while you're sewing. You can talk while you're painting. You can talk while you stitching. You know what I mean? You can do that. So let's motivate each other. If you're on the channel and you got a friend that watch the channel, motivate each other. What did you make today? And then if you start taking this little cocktail I'm telling you about, if you start taking this, what I want you to do, measure your waist. Right now, measure your waist. After you take this during your sewing or you get hungry and you do that, see if your waist went down in a week. Then take it another week. See if your waist went down another week. If it don't go down an inch, see if it went down a half an inch. And what you're going to do is you're going to cleanse your soul, cleanse your mind, and you're going to be able to be more productive. You're going to be able to be more engaged. And you're going to say, wow, this is going to start me on my health challenge. This is going to start me on eating right and getting something. And then make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water while you're doing all your gift. Make sure you're having plenty of water so you don't get dehydrated and you can keep stimulating. And that, my friend, this is your girl, Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations, that love my new job as a YouTuber. Miss Ellen, I love you. I love my new job as a YouTuber. They said, "Oh, you're a YouTuber." I'm like, I guess I am a YouTuber. Oh, you're an influencer. No, I'm not an influencer. I'm an inspiration person. I'm an inspiration motivation. I played every sport. I love, and AC that came by to see me, his name is AC. I actually, he was my boyfriend, and he was a featherweight boxer, and I made his boxing garments, and he was so good at boxing, and I went to one match and I couldn't watch anymore because I didn't want to see them fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter, right? And so he was like, "You can really make me some boxing outfits." So I made his boxing outfits. I never forgot that. But actually, it was just a pleasure to see him tonight and to see that someone that poured something in you can actually see that you didn't quit and that you kept it going. And now you're in a mall with stores, you know what I mean, that you can bless other people with. So we can do this, y'all. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I love you so much. I know you can feel it tonight, right? I'm on a natural water. I'm on natural water. I've been here. I already did 12 hours, okay? Anyway, we're gonna close the store because they're waiting on me. My team that stays in me at night, they're ready to go home. So I love you all. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you. So, on the bottom of my heart, I want some good news this week that you get in coaching. You made some money. You went to the bank. You saw the teller. You met the banker that got your money in there. I don't care if you got $100 in the bank or $20 in the bank. Go in there and see and talk. Because when you need some favor, you already paid for it. All right. Take care, everybody. Let's do the dang thing. We finna make it. We finna get out of this. I'm broke. I need some help. Oh, my kids ain't doing right. Forget that. Let's swim. Let's make it happen. All right, everybody. Bye bye. You can tell I was an athlete, right? Good night.